All right, today we're talking cold call anxiety, and I'm going to be sharing my 3 best tips to help yourself get over this fear of cold calling. If you're someone who feels hesitant to pick up the phone sometimes, some days might be better than others, you're not alone. I was in the same boat, and to this day, I'm still in the same boat. I'm not a brick wall. Sometimes I wake up and I get nervous about cold calling. I think it's a fear of rejection that we all have. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 tips that I use to this day to help myself get over this fear of cold calling. But first I want to go over why it's important to get over this fear of cold calling, because it impacts our results. If you're anxious, it's going to come across in your voice and your tone, and it's going to make you sound less confident. And as you know, how you sound is more important oftentimes than what you're actually saying. So if you sound anxious, you sound like you don't believe in yourself, then why is the prospect going to believe in you? And not only is it going to impact your quality, it's going to impact your quantity, because if it's a struggle for you to pick up the phone, if it's a monumental task, you're not going to end up as making as many cold calls as you would if you were feeling excited to pick up the phone. And the reason we have this hesitation sometimes is because I believe of that fear of rejection. And for some reason, getting rejected on the phone is worse than getting rejected on an email. You can get an angry email back and it's fine, but if someone blows you out on the phone and tells you to take a hike, it never feels good. And it can be even worse when you're in an office setting. So these 3 tips are meant to help us all get over that hesitation and get over that fear of rejection. The first one is very actionable, and that's to give nicknames to the common personas you talk to and humanize them rather than putting them up on this pedestal. So I got some of the names I've used in the past written down. They're all finance, accounting based, because those are the common personas I usually call into in the past. Here they are. We got Benny Balance Sheets. I get blown out on a call. It's like, oh, Benny's having a tough day. That sucks for Benny. I hope he's all right, but we're on to the next one here. We got Harry Hedge Funds, Danny Day Trades, like, oh, Danny's in the red today, ripped the trade, did not go well, the stock market's down. We got T-Bill Tommy, Small Cap Stevie, Vinny Venmo. You get the point. And this definitely helps when you're in an office setting too, because you can laugh about it with your friends afterwards. But even in your own personal setting, giving nicknames and humanizing them, stop putting them on a pedestal. Great actionable tip to help yourself get over the cold call anxiety. Tip number 2 is to measure your results and treat cold calling as a numbers game so that when you do get rejected, it's not the end of the world, it's just a data point. If you watch my other videos, you know I like to make value statements where I get a yes or no answer. So it's either a yes, and if so, record it. It's a no, or I get an objection. If so, which objection did I get, and did I handle it or did I not handle it? If you get blown out on a call, it simply becomes that category of what I call a resounding no. It's either a yes, an objection, or a resounding no. So when I get blown out, I go into my Excel file. That's how I keep track of it. It's just a little check mark. I got blown out. It's just a data point out of hundreds, thousands of calls that I'm making, and I can quickly move on and not put any weight on it. So remember to measure your results, because it's going to really help yourself not take each individual call so seriously. Third is, anytime you get hung up on quickly or blown out on a call, take it as a sign they're actually giving you feedback. A lot of times it's because you do sound too salesy, or you sound scripted, or you were stuttering over your words, and they're giving you feedback even though they don't realize they're doing this. It's a sign that you need to work on your value statement, your pitch, your cold call opening. So take that as a data point as well. Just because they hang up on you doesn't mean cold calling or what you did was bad. It just means your form or technique probably needs improvement. Cold calling is never going away. It's how business gets done in this country. If you have the best product in the face of the planet, you can't just put a picket fence sign on your front lawn and expect everyone to flock to you. No, you need to call people, you need to email people, you need to prospect, you need a sales team. You shouldn't take someone hanging up on you as that you did something bad or immoral. It just means you need to take it as a sign that you need to practice either your value statement, your pitch, handling a certain objection. So take it as a positive thing. And in the instances where they really go overboard and they really blow you out, which I think we've all experienced, I promise you that says more about them than it does about you. If they're getting that upset over a very simple 10 to 20 second cold call where they hang up on you and yell at you, I promise you, a lot of the times it's usually they have something going on in their personal life. Maybe they were going through a divorce or someone in their family passed and they got extra annoyed and felt the need to take it out on some random stranger. So I promise you, it usually says more about them and their life situation than it does about you and whatever cold call you made. So those are the 3 tips, and I just want to wrap this up saying if you're not getting rejected, that is actually a bad sign. It probably means you're not covering your territory as wide as you should be. If every single person you call is super receptive to your message, you're probably not calling enough people. I would rather, as a rep, uncover and flip over every single stone in the territory and make sure I left no potential opportunities untouched. There have been times where I cold call people where I'm like, this is probably going nowhere. They're not the right persona, but you know what? I'm just going to give them a call anyway. And then it turns into a qualified opportunity that ends up closing. So you should take rejection as a positive thing, not a negative thing. And when you're getting excessive objections in certain areas of your cold calls, take it as a sign that you need to work on your opener, or you need to work on your pitch or value statement, whatever you want to call it. So hope this helped. These are things I do and think about to this day. I'm 5 years into a software sales career, and yeah, I'm not a brick wall. Like I said, I still get nervous to pick up the phone sometimes, but these are 3 things I keep in mind every single day. Hope they help you. If they did, subscribe. We'd love to have you, and I'll see you on the next one.